Good morning, children. Today we will start with electromagnetic spectrum and its broad classification. Okay. See, from sun we are getting number of rays. From sun we are getting number of rays, but only some rays are visible to us, and we have named them as visible rays. Visible rays. Okay. We can only see visible rays because our eyes are made in such a way that only visible rays from red to yellow, from red to violet, we can see those. Okay, so apart from these visible rays, we have gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared radiations, microwaves, radio waves. So we have number of rays. So here we will study about these rays. Here, gamma rays, infrared rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared radiation, microwave, and radio waves. These all together, they make a band or they make a spectrum. And this spectrum is known as electromagnetic spectrum, or else we can say it as electromagnetic wave spectrum. Okay, see, our eyes can only responsible. Okay, they can only respond to visible light. Others, our eyes cannot respond to other rays, other waves. So the part of spectrum beyond the red and violet extreme is called invisible spectrum. Is called invisible spectrum. These rays will be present in the atmosphere, but we cannot see them. Okay, so here, just a minute. Mute yourself. Okay, see here. The waves of wavelength longer than red part of the visible spectrum in increasing order of wavelength are infrared radiation, microwave, and radio waves. And the waves of wavelength shorter than the violet part of the visible spectrum in decreasing order are ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays. See here, the order of the electromagnetic spectrum is first comes gamma rays, next comes X-rays, then after comes ultraviolet, then comes our visible light. After visible light, we have infrared radiation. After infrared, we have microwave radiation. After microwave, we have radio waves. Here, gamma rays stands at the top. It has the least wavelength and highest frequency. It means highest energy. So gamma rays will have highest penetrating power. Next comes X-rays. Next comes X-rays. So X-rays will have long wavelength nearly from 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. If you want to convert it in nanometer, divide it by 10. So it will be 0.01 nanometer to 10 nanometer. Next comes ultraviolet, and the wavelength range is 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom, or else we can say 10 angstroms to 10 nanometer to 400 nanometer. Then comes visible range. It falls under 4000 angstrom to 7000 angstrom. In terms of nanometer, 400 nanometer to 800 nanometer. Then infrared, microwave, and radio wave. Radio waves have their wavelength more than 10 raised to 11 angstrom. Okay, so this is about electromagnetic spectrum. Let me read. The complete electromagnetic spectrum in the increasing order of their wavelength is given below, that is gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible light, infrared radiation, microwave, and radio waves. These electromagnetic waves are of different wavelength, but they have properties similar to light waves. Yeah, they might have different wavelength, but they have some similar properties. All electromagnetic waves have some similar properties. And these all electromagnetic waves, they travel with the speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. That is nothing but 3 lakh kilometer per second in vacuum or air. And the speed, frequency, wavelength of electromagnetic waves are related by the formula C is equal to F lambda. I hope we have already done this one. C is equal to F lambda. See here what happens. If the wavelength increases, frequency decreases. If the wavelength decreases, frequency increases. So one which is having the highest wavelength has the lowest energy, has the lowest frequency. One which is having the lowest energy has the highest wavelength and lowest frequency. So the complete electromagnetic spectrum is shown here. You can go through this. Okay. See here also we can say that we have separated these rays and we have given some boundaries, but actually we cannot separate them. There is no boundary. Okay, they will be merged with each other. The radiations, the waves will be merged with each other. The infrared spectrum falls soon after red light, and ultraviolet spectrum or ultraviolet wave falls before the violet light. Before violet light, what we have? Ultraviolet, and after red light, what we have? Infrared wavelength. Okay. Here is the table which shows the different waves of electromagnetic spectrum in order of their increasing wavelength along with their discoverer, source and method of detection. Please go through it. So we will discuss about the properties. Okay. So the approximate range wavelength is given here. So gamma rays, if you want, you can note down. Gamma rays have wavelength less than 0.1 angstrom. That is nothing but 0.01 nanometer. And it has the frequency about 10 raised to 19 Hertz. It has the frequency about 10 raised to 19 Hertz. X-rays have wavelength range 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. That is nothing but 0.01 nanometer to 10 nanometer. If you want to convert from angstrom to nanometer, you just need to divide it by 10. And frequency is 3 into 10 raised to 19 Hertz to 3 into 10 raised to 16 Hertz. Third one, the ultraviolet radiation. Their wavelength range is 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom. That is 10 nanometer to 400 nanometer, or frequency from 3 into 10 raised to 16 to 7.5 to 10 raised to 14 Hertz. Visible light, we know that it falls under the range of 4000 angstrom to 8000 angstrom, and in terms of nanometer, it is 400 nanometer to 800 nanometer, and the frequency is from 7.5 into 10 raised to 14 to 3.75 to 10 raised to 14 Hertz. Next, we have infrared radiations. The wavelength range is 8000 angstrom. As soon as the visible light ends, from 4000 to 8000, from 8000 what starts? Infrared radiation start to 10 raised to 7 angstrom. That is nothing but 800 nanometer to 1 millimeter. Okay. So, and the frequency is 3.75 into 10 raised to 14 to 3 into 10 raised to 11 Hertz. Next, we have microwave wavelength, and the range is 10 raised to 7 angstrom to 10 raised to 11 angstrom. And radio waves, the wavelength is about 10 raised to 11 angstrom. So as we move from gamma rays to radio waves, what is increasing is wavelength is increasing. And frequency is decreasing. It means gamma rays are the most energetic rays in the electromagnetic spectrum. Gamma rays are the most energetic rays in the electromagnetic spectrum. So next, in your syllabus, the properties common to all electromagnetic waves is there. So we will discuss about these properties. See here, Electromagnetic waves do not require any material medium for their propagation. As we know that these rays are coming from sun, and from sun to the earth atmosphere in space, they do not have any medium, but still they travel and come. So it means they do not require any material medium for their propagation. Second one, they all travel with the speed of light. See, they all travel with the same speed of light, even in the vacuum or air, and the speed changes. Speed changes when they enter medium. When they enter medium, they exhibit the properties of reflection and refraction. They exhibit the property of reflection and refraction. It means they follow the rules of laws of reflection and refraction. In refraction, when an electromagnetic wave passes from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the direction. It means it shows the change in the direction because of the change in speed and change in wavelength. But the frequency will always remain unchanged. These waves are not deflected by electric and magnetic field. Even though if we pass these rays from electric and magnetic field, they remain unaltered. They are not affected by any electric and magnetic field. And these waves are transverse wave. These waves are transverse wave. There are two types of wave, longitudinal and transverse wave. And these electromagnetic waves are transverse wave. Okay. So next we have properties and uses of different radiations of electromagnetic spectrum. In syllabus only you have, just a minute, let me check. Okay. In syllabus only you have the properties and uses of ultraviolet radiation and the properties and uses of infrared radiation. So we will discuss about, though we will discuss about each and everything here. Gamma rays. In short, I'll discuss about gamma rays. Gamma rays comes from nucleus, and it is helpful in the study of nucleus. Okay, so they are at the top of all spectrum. They are at the top of all spectrum because the energy of gamma rays is very high, and the wavelength is least. Okay, so they have highest energy and they can penetrate more. They can penetrate more. They can even pass through a 30 centimeter thick iron sheet. They can even pass through 30 centimeter thick iron sheet, and they are used in the treatment of cancer. They are used for the cancer treatment. Okay, and the range of gamma rays is 0.01 angstrom to 0. The range is 0.01 angstrom, and the wavelength, and in terms of nanometer, it is 0.01 nanometer. Okay. Next we have X-rays. See, when fast moving electron goes and hits the metal, for example, like tungsten, if it goes and hits the metal, what happens? So there will be formation of X-rays. X-rays will form. See, these X-rays are used to detect the fractures. X-ray can pass through human flesh, but they cannot pass through our bones. So the penetrating power is less than that of gamma rays. Okay, they cannot pass through our bones. So that is the reason to take the photo of a bone. In case of fracture, X-rays are used, and the duration of these X-rays are in terms of fractions. Okay, so for very less time, these X-rays are exposed to our body. Next, see. The wavelength range is 0.1 angstrom to 100 angstrom. That is nothing but 0.01 nanometer to 100 nanometer. Next comes ultraviolet radiation. We will discuss ultraviolet radiation in detail. See, the electromagnetic radiations of wavelength 100 angstrom to 4000 angstrom are called ultraviolet radiations. The ultraviolet part of the spectrum was first detected by Professor G. Ritter in 1801. And see, when silver chloride solution is exposed to electromagnetic waves, what happened is after some time the silver chloride solution color changes from red to violet, and then it becomes dark brown. So it shows the existence of certain radiations. It shows the existence of certain radiations beyond the violet extreme of visible part, and they are chemically more active. See, ultraviolet rays are chemically more active than visible light. These radiations are called ultraviolet radiation or actinic rays. The ultraviolet radiations can be detected by their chemical activity on dyes and photographic plates. The spectrum of ultraviolet radiation is obtained when they pass through quartz. See, we cannot get the spectrum of ultraviolet radiation when we pass it through glass prism, because glass prism absorbs the ultraviolet radiation, but quartz prism, it does not absorb ultraviolet radiation. That is the reason we pass it through quartz prism to get the spectrum. Okay, so next we have properties of ultraviolet radiation. First properties, it can pass through quartz because it is not absorbed by the quartz, and we cannot pass it through glass as the glass is absorbing ultraviolet radiation. Next, second property is ultraviolet radiation travel with the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second in air or vacuum. Next, they are usually scattered by the dust particle present in the atmosphere. So in atmosphere we have dust particle, we have water vapors, and we have other gases. So they are scattered by the dust particles. Next one, we have they obey the laws of reflection and refraction, as we have discussed earlier. These electromagnetic radiation, ultraviolet radiations, they obey the laws of reflection and refraction. As soon as you pass it through quartz prism, it shows deviation due to change in the speed. And they strongly affect photographic plate because they are chemically more active. They are chemically more active than visible light. That is the reason they affect photographic plate. They produce fluorescence on striking a zinc sulfide screen. So what is fluorescence here? When these radiations falls on zinc sulfide, what happens? Zinc sulfide emits light from it, and that is nothing but fluorescence. And these ultraviolet radiations are harmful to our human body, and they can even cause cancer. Next, we have uses. Okay, for sterilizing purpose, we know that these are chemically more active, so that is the reason these are used in sterilizing purpose in hospitals. Second one, for detecting the purity of gems, eggs, and geese. So if there is impurity in gems, eggs, and geese, what happens? The color of they produce blue fluorescence. It means they shine like blue color. Okay, so that indicates that there is an impurity. So for detecting the purity of gems, eggs, and ghee, ultraviolet radiations are used. In producing vitamin D in food of plants and animals, as we know that it is chemically more active, so plants use it for the preparation of food by the process of photosynthesis. Next, we have visible range. Visible range falls from 400 angstrom to 8000 angstrom. 4,000 angstrom to 8,000 angstrom. And this light comes from sun, electric bulb, or else we can say flame and white hot body. They produce visible light. The visible light is used in photography, in photosynthesis, and to see the object around us. Next comes infrared radiation. Okay, the infrared radiations are detected by thermocouple. They are detected by thermocouple and thermopile. If something means heat or therm, in exam if it comes, you need to understand that these are infrared radiation. See, the thermometer, when it is passed from violet end to red end, there was no much change in the temperature of the thermometer. But as soon as it passed beyond the red end, what happened? The thermometer started to increase. Okay, the temperature started to increase. So they come to know that there are some electromagnetic radiations beyond the red range, and those radiations are nothing but infrared radiation. Second one, a thermopile can also be used to detect heat radiation. The galvanometer connected with the thermopile shows deflection when infrared radiation falls on the thermopile. So what is this thermopile? Thermopile is a device which converts electrical energy into thermal energy. So next one, the spectrum of infrared radiation is obtained by using rock salt prism. See, here we cannot use even quartz prism or we cannot use glass prism because they absorb electromagnetic radiation. We can use rock salt prism, that is NaCl prism. Okay, NaCl. Now we'll go through the properties of infrared radiation. Infrared radiation, they travel in a straight line like light with the speed 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Here also, these infrared radiations, they obey laws of reflection and refraction, and they do not affect photographic plate. They do not affect ordinary photographic plate. However, a specially treated photographic film is affected by them because they are having long wavelength and they cannot affect photographic plate in easy manner. So, yeah, they are absorbed by glass but they pass through rock salt. They are detected by their heating property. If something you find that heat, okay, so there will be infrared radiations. Here, infrared radiation, they scatter less. They do not scatter even in the fog, even in the moist condition, they do not scatter. Okay, so they are scattered less by the atmosphere because of their long wavelength. As they have long wavelength, they scatter less. So hence, they can penetrate deep in the atmosphere. They can penetrate in the atmosphere, but they cannot penetrate through any body. Here, harmful effect of infrared radiation. A high dose of infrared radiation may cause skin burns. See, if we expose our body even to sun, sometimes we say that we are prone to sunburn. Okay, it means sunburn is affecting us. Next, uses of infrared radiation. Infrared radiations are used for therapeutic purpose by doctors. In hospitals, by doctors, the infrared radiations are being used. They are used in photography at night. When fog is there, these infrared radiations are used. Why? Because they scatter less and we get a clear picture of the object. Next, infrared lamps are used in dark rooms for developing photographs as they provide some visibility without affecting the photographic film. Here, they do not affect the photographic film, but they give some amount of visibility. That is the reason they are used. They are used as a signals during war. Here, they are used in war because there will be receivers and detectors. These signals will be given and receivers receive the signal. They are not visible. Infrared radiations are not visible. That is the reason, and the wavelength is also more. They can reach more distance. That is the reason infrared radiations are used in war. Okay. Last one, they are used in remote control of television and other gadgets. So whatever in remote control we are using, remote control light, you might have observed that when you press any button, it will glow red. Okay, so it indicates the presence of infrared radiation. They can travel to long distance and they do not scatter. They do not scatter. Next one comes microwave. So these microwaves are of the range 10 raised to 7 angstrom to 10 raised to 11 angstrom. Okay, these waves are produced by electronic devices such as crystal oscillators, and they are used for satellite communication for analyzing atomic and molecular structure. So how atomic and molecular structures are analyzed? When these rays are passed through the atomic structure, what happens? We will get to know the distance between the layers. Atoms will be having distance between the layers. Crystal structure will be there, so they will have some different layers in between. So by passing these radiations, we will get to know the distance between the layers. Next, it is used in microwave, in oven microwave ovens, you might have known. So it is used in microwave oven and radar communication. For radar communication also, microwaves are used. Next comes radio waves. Radio waves are having longest wavelength in all the electromagnetic waves, and they have least energy. They have least energy, and their wavelength is more than 10 meter. Their wavelength is more than 10 meter. So these waves are used in radar communication, also in radio and television transmission. So here we finish with our second part. So in the next class, we'll continue with the next chapter.